This is my country star diesel pusher by Newmar, with the HWH hydraulic leveling system. Unfortunately, two of my cylinders won't retract on their own. Disclaimer: this is not a how-to video, just a quick video of what I found when I pulled mine apart. As you can see here, this is what the cylinders should do. Unfortunately, mine did not retract on their own. After looking online for information on repairing the cylinders, there wasn't a lot of information, so I tried a local hydraulic shop, but they would not service them. So I decided to see how hard it was to service these myself. First, I had to remove the two springs. There's lots of instructions online from HWH on how to do this. You should not bend the springs like I did. I just placed a bar between the footpad and chassis and pried down to allow the footpad to come away from the end of the cylinder. After that, I was able to unhook the springs from the jack foot and the mounting bracket. The next thing was to gain access to the hydraulic hose and connector for the stow switch. Then you remove the hydraulic hose from the 1/4-inch male T. The only thing holding the cylinder in the mounting bracket is two trunnion plates, one on either side with 2 bolts on each side. Then the cylinder was free to slide out. I placed a cap the hydraulic fitting, then placed the cylinder upside down in the vise so I can remove the retaining clip at the bottom. I wanted to keep the fluid in the cylinder to help push out the seals. Since the retaining clip is in the bottom, it had lots of dirt and a bit of rust in there. It took some time to clean it and free it up. You can see the retaining clip here. Once I had it cleansed, I soaked the retaining clip in penetrating fluid, and it allowed it soak for a few hours. Then it's all about digging the clip out. Once the clip was removed, you can remove the retaining ring under it. Next, I went back out to the RV and hooked the hydraulic line back up to the cylinder so I could use the pressure from the system to help remove the rod guide seals and wipers. I did have enough hose that I could lay the cylinder down and watch it from inside the RVB. Of course, you will lose some fluid, so I placed a pan under it. And there it goes. You can see the rust stains on the guide sleeve. There's a shot of the hydraulic line hooked up. Now that piston is out to full travel, there's a lot of fluid in there. I removed the 1/8 hex plug from the side of the cylinder to allow air to escape when the fluid was draining. After the fluid is drained, reinstall the plug, and make sure the seals are pulled away and moved to the end of the cylinder. Just had to free up the wiper seal that was stuck in the cylinder. I'll also point out under that 1/8 plug is the retaining clip for the cylinder stop. Next, I needed to pressurize the cylinder and blow out the last seal. With a blowgun and a little bit of shop air, it popped right out. Just be sure and reinstall the plug. After removing the plug, you will see the brass rod stop and the retaining clip. When the cylinder is fully extended, the brass stop will be against the clip. You just have to get a common screwdriver and move the cylinder in some to allow the clip to slide out of the groove that's made into the cylinder. Just push pressure down on the spring and towards the end of the piston. Once you have the clip pushed down and can't see it through the plug hole, you can gently grab the cylinder and start sliding it out. As you can feel the rod stop pull the clip out. The rod stops and made in two pieces with a tapered side that stops against the clip. In my case, the clip stuck in the first groove, so I had to pop that out. As you can see, the rust on the inside of the cylinder built up, putting pressure on the rod guide, causing too much friction for the cylinder to retract on its own. From here you can see the groove for the rod stop retaining clip. Next is the stop for the rod guide seals and wipers. Then the retaining clip groove that holds everything together. I used a blue roller pad to buff the rust out and not remove material from the cylinder. I'm sure there are 100 different ways of doing this. Like a hone, lathe, you just want to knock down the rust and move evenly around the cylinder. After you're happy with the result, you need to clean all the debris material from the cylinder. Then you can start reassembling it. At the top of the piston is a sleeve that holds a magnet. Its job is to turn on and off the red indicator light on the control pad. As the piston gets closer to the fully retracted position, the switch is open, turning off the cylinder extended light. Now, I need to install the retaining clip and the two brass rod stops onto the piston, then slide it into the cylinder. I place the retaining clip on an angle to get past the first groove for the outer retaining ring, then wrapped a piece of paper towel roll around the piston with some tape to build up the end to help push the clip into the groove. After a bit of time, it fell into place. Then, after cleaning the rod guide seals and wipers, I put a light coating of O-ring lube to help them slide into place. Everything did slide back into place fairly easy. Then I just used a flat-tip chisel and taped everything into place, and reinstalled the retaining ring and clip. I pushed the piston back to the retracted position, then reinstalled it into the RV. I didn't need to bleed the system. I just topped up the fluid I removed, ran it up and down a few times, and seems fine. I know there's proper tooling for all this. I just wanted to give an overview of my experience tearing down a HWH cylinder, since there was no one in my area that I could find to do the job, and shipping these to the company in the States would cost more than they're worth. Hopefully this video will help someone out with this system. Thanks for watching.